What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into the latest edition of the Daily Juice podcast. What day is it? It's Monday, right? My gosh, it's vacation. Matt Perrault with you. How are you? As we are here, thanks to BettingPros.com. You guys can follow BettingPros. Their new Twitter handle, by the way, they dropped the NFL. Just at BettingPros on Twitter. My Twitter handle, at SportsTalkMatt. We're here thanks to BetMGM and the offer, $10 to win $150 on any event. Use that promo code JUICE150 at BetMGM, BetMGM.com. Promo code JUICE150, $10 to win $150, and I will be using that account coming up for a New Jersey account that I'll sign up for today here on a Monday, because first thing in the morning, I am on a train from Boston down to New Jersey for the SBC Sports Gambling Convention that will take place Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll just be there for Monday and Tuesday, then back to Vegas coming up on Tuesday night for a taping of the Daily Juice podcast. So you get this, where if you're watching on YouTube, where you get us for our video, you're seeing me broadcast live from, I don't know what this would be called. I think a spare bedroom probably is the best way of describing this. I'm in the attic. I'm in the attic of my in-laws' house here as we are taping this podcast. I'm physically holding the microphone because there's nowhere to put the microphone there. So I have to actually physically talk into the microphone. I have to hold the microphone. So right into it, very much of a different type of situation. So at the time of taping, we get the Wong teaser right. Patriots win going away, and the Packers win going away. So technically, we did not need to tease either one of those games, but we did. So we get the Wong teaser right for one unit at minus 120, so that was good. Ravens minus 3, still going. 1-2 so far on the props, but I'm pretty confident Baker Mayfield's going to get there for us, so it's going to be a 2-2 day for us on the props. Slightly down on the juice there, just a little bit. The Roethlisberger 0 rushing yards hit for us to make Baker Mayfield over 209.5 yard passing. Should get there. I think in the first half he's got like 140 or something, so we should get there for that. T.Y. Hilton did not come in, got about 10 yards short for T.Y., and then unfortunately Dalvin Cook got hurt in the game against the 49ers. So 2-2 on the props. Hopefully the Ravens win and cover this 3-point line for us and get us a 2-0 day on our one-unit bets. And if not, it's going to be a losing day and a down day for us. But I am traveling today. I am crazy busy today, so I will not be on the Discord channel much. I'll try to hop in and out. I just have 2 plays for you guys here, and one play is going to be on the side and a total bet for us here on Monday Night Football for the Seahawks at the Washington football team. So I was going through some of these numbers here, and I got to say, the line's a pick, okay? Seattle at Washington, line's a pick. I was kind of shocked at some of these numbers. Okay, so let's talk about this. Seattle is 5-5 against the spread this year. Now they've had injuries. Geno Smith's been there quarterbacking a bunch. Injury to Russell Wilson hasn't looked great offensively. The offense has really been sputtering. However, Washington is 3-7 against the number here this season, and they're 1-4 against the spread at home. It's a pick, okay? Total is 46 right now, okay? So you look at 5-5 Seattle, 3-7 Washington. Seattle's 3-2 on the road against the number. Washington is 1-4 at home against the spread. Now they covered their last 2 games. At home against Tampa, they upset the Bucs, catching 10, won by 10. And on the road, they beat Carolina by 6, catching 3 points. On the opposite side, things have been going really poorly for Seattle. They've lost 5 out of 6 games. Not good. Really a bad football team right now, straight up. But against the number, they're 3-2 over their last 5 games. Over the last 10, they're overall 10-10 on the year. I'm not saying Seattle is a good football team here. However, it is interesting just to take a look at this team and you're like, you're 3-7 on the year, but you're, not bad against the spread, 5-5. And, on the road, you're 2-3 straight up. So, okay, they beat Indianapolis to open the year on the road. They beat San Francisco on the road, 28-21. Both those things happening early in the season. Their other win was against Jacksonville at home, 31-7. They got shut out at Green Bay, 17-0, and they lost at home to Arizona last week, 23-13. Now, stats-wise, this is not a great football team. Seattle, 19 points per game is bad, 24th in the NFL. They are only averaging 5.4 yards per play, which really bad is 7 yards per pass play for an offense that's really dependent on throwing the football. They can run a little bit, 4.3 yards, but it's tough to run on Washington, 4.1 yards, only 98.5 yards per game given up. You know, you're probably going to throw on this secondary a lot more. They're giving up 270 yards, which I think plays right into Seattle's hands here. And look, you want to talk about prop bets? I think Russell Wilson props. I think DK Metcalf, anytime touchdown. I think these are all good plays tonight for you guys. Washington on the other side, I like Taylor Heineke. I do. 21 points per game, 4.4 yards per rush, 6.7 yards per pass play. I've been a big fan of Washington this season, but I like it when Washington is an underdog. I don't like it so much when it's a pick or Washington even being favored. Now, the line opened up at 2.5, okay? And all this money has come in here on the Washington football team. But I just think when you look at Seattle and you look at their ability to rally in prime time, I like Taylor Heineke. But I like Russell Wilson more. Primetime game, a get-right spot for Seattle. Kind of a save your season type of spot. Now, the year is probably already toast, okay? They're probably not coming back and doing anything here in the postseason for the playoffs. But Washington is a little bit on the overrated side for me, and I think everyone coming in here on Washington, I don't buy it. I like Washington. I do, okay? Just don't like them in this spot when you have Pete Carroll's ability in prime time to come up with a game plan to rally and to trust Washington not to turn the football over. It's one of the big things when I'm looking at this game. I mean, 1.5 giveaways per game for Washington. That is not good. That's 24th in the NFL. Nearly one takeaway per game for Seattle. Seattle doesn't really hurt themselves here. Seattle, 0.6 giveaways a game is number one in the NFL. They don't hurt themselves. And in primetime games, when it comes down to just making one or two plays for just a pick to win the football game, I'm going to take, in my opinion, the better quarterback and maybe the better coach. I mean, there's some questions about Pete Carroll, but I think he's got a chance to rally his guys here off of back-to-back losses and everything's going wrong and everyone's saying that, Seattle's broken, their year is over. I'm just going to ride with Seattle here. It might come back and burn me badly, but I'm going to take the Seahawks, Seattle, pick one unit to win the football game, just to win, to beat Washington here coming up in primetime. And then half a unit on the total. Let's talk about the total here between these two teams for Seattle and Washington. 1-8-1, Seattle to the over. Disgusting. 0-4-1 to the over on the road. 0-4-1. Washington's 5-5, however. They are at home 2-3. Over the last 5, Washington's 1-4. They did go over the last game. They scored 27 points against Carolina, 27-21 that game, 43, and went over by 5 points. But, I mean, the run here, only one game, the home game against the Titans, has gone over for this Seahawks team. 33-30 was the final one. That one went over by 9 points. I think you just wait. It's 46 right now. I think you just wait and wait and wait. I am done betting primetime unders, okay? You guys know this. I'm just going to wait, and I'm going to wait, and I'm going to bet the over at the last second, okay? Whatever the lowest number is going to be that we're going to get on this, I hope we get 45, maybe 44.5. You're going to hear it all day long. Everyone's going to tell you to bet the under, bet the under, bet the under, okay? 0-4-1 last 5 for Seattle, 1-4 for Washington. It's going to get drilled down, and everyone's going to tell you to bet the under, bet the under, bet the under. I am not betting primetime unders anymore, in particular on Monday night. Half a unit on whatever the over finally closes at, okay? Whatever, we're betting it right before kickoff, and I'll be in New Jersey, so I'll be able to do it with you. And I may have player props to post as well, depending on where I am and what I'm doing. I may jump on with some player props as well. But look out for that. 46 is the current number. Let's see it go even further down. 45.5, 45, 44.5, whatever the lowest number is, get down to it and bet the over for Seattle in Washington. I also don't hate it if you want to take a same game teaser, but I'm just not going to tie these two things together because I don't want to lose. I'll have a unit and a half in play and be comfortable with that, then just bet one unit in same game, tease this, and give Seattle +6 and pull it down to 40.5 and take the over. I'm just not going to burn myself with. I've been bad at doing that this season. I'm just going to take Seattle to win on the pick and over whatever the lowest number is going to be for a half a unit. I will take the other half a unit and do something with it coming up very soon, probably a couple player props that I'll give it to you in the Discord channel. Link underneath me on YouTube or bettingpros.com/chat to get into the Daily Juice Discord channel, Betting Pros Discord channel. Okay, so those are the only two bets we're making on Monday Night Football for Seattle and for Washington. Both bets are somewhat contrarian for what you're going to hear today. I think everyone's going to be on Washington in the under. I'm taking Seattle and the over. We'll see how this goes. Given how the week went, it probably is hopefully to the right side to be on for us here for the Daily Juice podcast. A couple things real quick. Have you guys seen what's going on with the Warriors? Tuesday night, Warriors at the Suns. Friday night, Suns at the Warriors. 18-2, 17-3. Warriors have covered 7 straight games. I think it's 16 straight wins now for the Suns. Huge game in the NBA on Tuesday. I unfortunately will be in the air. I don't think I can watch it, but I might be able to watch the second half. I think I land at 8:30 Pacific time, so I think I can watch the second half for that game coming up in Phoenix. But boy, that's going to be a really fun basketball game in the Western Conference for the team that we have over 47.5 wins, who already have 18 wins through the first 20 games. This is ridiculous. They can play way under 500 basketball the rest of the way and still cash our over tickets, by the way. Also, real quick, Bengals over 6.5 wins. That hit today. So we are good to go there with the Bengals over. They win their 7th game of the year. Cincy 7-4. Cash that. Steelers 5-5. They lost 2 games in a row. They looked horrific against those Bengals. Maybe our 8.5 still has some life there with the under 8.5. Titans lose to the Patriots. They're 8-4. We need 2 more wins out of the Titans this year to cash on that over. Raiders have 6 wins. 1 more win for the Raiders, and we'll go over and we'll cash the Raiders there for their win total as well. So we're sitting very pretty right now for the potential of going 4-0 for our over bets for the NFL win total. So I like where we're at. Okay, so again, the plays, Seattle, pick 'em over whatever the lowest total is going to be for us for a half a unit. Seattle for 1 unit coming up here for the Daily Juice podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Every single morning, it's the Daily Juice podcast, even when I'm here in the attic taping this podcast here on BettingPros.com.